Hey guys, Alyssa Forever here. So today I'm going to be showing you my go-to makeup look. This is like what I fall back on every time, especially when I don't know what else to do. I wore it in my how to make a lace front wig look natural video, which was my previous upload. I'll link it below, and you guys were requesting a tutorial. All the products that I used today will be listed in my shop. Just look in the description box for the link to my shop. Let's just get right into the tutorial. I'm going to be starting off with a clean slate. I have nothing on my face. I haven't even moisturized yet, but that's because I'm going to take this Bobbi Brown vitamin enriched face base and kind of get my skin all prepped and primed for all this makeup. I learned about this product from Nicole Guerrero. She was talking about how good it makes her skin feel, so you know how to try it. Definitely a little bit goes a long way. Now I'm just going to take my JOUER Essential Lip Enhancer Conditioning Lip Treatment. This just gets my lips nice and moisturized while I'm doing my makeup and also gives a little, little plumpage. I have really oily skin, so I'm just taking this SKINDINAVIA, the makeup primer spray, and applying this before my foundation. This is just going to help me make sure my makeup stays in place all night, girl. Moving on to foundation, I'm just taking this Cover FX Total Cover Cream Foundation. This is in the color G50, and I'm just applying it with a little foundation brush. This one is from e.l.f. A little bit goes a long way with this stuff. It is buildable. I stay away from my laugh lines though, because when you start caking on a lot of products around your laugh lines, that's when the foundation will sink in and you'll have those little cracks. I'm going to be blending this out with my damp beauty blender. This is like my go-to way to blend out foundation. Beauty blenders are great at blending foundation, especially if you have dry skin, because I've noticed with brushes and stuff like that, it kind of like kicks up the flakiness of my skin and just makes the flakes and dryness more noticeable. This is kind of like adding moisture back into your skin since the beauty blender is damp. Moving on to brows, I'm taking this new product from ColourPop. This is their brow pencil in the color Dope Taupe. For those of you who have seen my brow tutorials that I've uploaded in the past, you know that I like to make my eyebrows look as natural as possible. So this is why I chose a lighter brown to fill my brows in. I want to give that realistic look. The best brow advice I could give would be to start with a lighter color, and then after you blend it out and everything and get a good look at it, you add in darker colors. Don't start off with like a black or the darkest color ever. Like, work your way to that. Your brows will look much more natural if you do it that way. To shape up my brows a bit, I'm going to take this MAC Studio Finish Concealer in the color NC30. I know you guys have seen me use this so many times, but basically this just gives my brows a more defined shape and makes them pop and look like I just got them waxed. Blending is key. I'll say that right now. Just make sure you blend and blend and blend until there's no harsh lines. I will make sure to link my eyebrow tutorials below so that you guys can get more details and, fleek them brows. Now that I've got that all blended out, I'm going back in with a ColourPop brow pencil. This one is in Bangin' Brunette. It's a slightly darker brown than the color I used before, and this is just gonna allow me to fill in any gaps and, give it a little bit of a darker tone so that they're not all washed out. Now it's time to deal with these under eyes. I'm taking this L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Concealer. This is in the color Fair Light and then Light Medium. I'm starting off using the light medium color. Start dark, then get lighter. The reason I used two is because I didn't have a color that suited me perfectly, like this one. Once I blend it out, it kind of just looks like my skin, and I want it to kind of pop, so I got a lighter one just to put on top. Using my beauty blender to blend it out, I kind of struggle with the under eye wrinkles. So when I'm blending, I try to make sure that I only take a little tiny bit of the product up to my under eye, because when you get too much product under there, that's when you get the creasing. So I'm just trying to do as minimal as possible. Sometimes I kind of get carried away, but I really try. And now I'm just going to put the concealer on all the other places that I want to highlight: my forehead, my nose, my chin. Now that we've got that all blended out, I'm just going to take this NYX Mineral Stick Foundation in the color Caramel to bring some color back into my face, especially around that forehead area, because when I was applying that foundation, oh wow, it was way too light for my upper forehead. I don't know what's going on, but this will help, make everything look less sickly. Every time I wear foundation, I always have to add some dimension by adding a darker color like down my cheekbones and around my forehead, just because I feel like when you just have one solid color, it just, Getting into contouring, I'm taking this Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Kit and using the light sculpt color. I really like this color because it's not too orangey. You can see it looks almost gray, which is like an actual shadow color. I hate when my face can look too orange from trying to contour and all that, so I like to make it look like a realistic shadow by using this color. Now it's time to set everything in place. I'm taking this MERCIER translucent setting powder, but before I get started, I like to take my finger and just kind of smooth out any creases that may have formed under my eyes, because if you put powder over them creases, no, makes it worse. So I just take the minimal amount. I don't do that whole baking thing because I noticed that I look too cakey and my under eye be looking even more cakey, so yeah. And now I'm basically just going to powder the rest of my face. I start with the high points and then go to my contour and all that. So everything is going to be covered with this translucent powder, but I'm just so tedious that I like to do it in sections and go really slow and take my time. I'm like a perfectionist. I even like to take a little bit of the powder on a brush and dab it on my eyebrows because I do get those greasy, shiny brows that I do not like. Now I'm taking my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in the color NC35 and using this as an eyelid primer, or eyeshadow primer, I guess. I'm just taking like a little bit of the product and blending it out all on my eyelids so that it's fully covered. And then once that's all blended out, I do take some more of that translucent powder to set that in place. Going back to the brows, I'm going to take this L'Oreal Telescopic in Carbon Black Mascara. Yes, mascara. And I'm just going to define the brow hairs. Yeah, I know it's kind of weird. Why do I do that? Well, I have really thin brow hairs and I wish that they were darker and thicker and more poppin'. So this was my remedy. Yes, I know that there are brow gels out there, but I don't feel like any of them catch like mascara does. Like, they don't catch the hairs like I want them to. They don't make my actual hairs look this good. So this is my little trick. Getting to the eyeshadow, I'm taking this Tartelette in Bloom palette in the color Jet Setter and just using this as a transition color from my brow bone to my actual eyelid. Once I get that all blended out, I'm going back into my Tartelette in Bloom palette and taking the color Rebel. I'm going to take a little bit on my MAC 217 brush and just put that in my crease. This is like underneath the color that we just put on. So it's going to be kind of like an ombre effect. It kind of like fades up to my brow bone. A little bit of a smoky eye. Going back once again in my Tartelette in Bloom palette, I'm going to take this darker color. It is called Leader, and this is going to be my eyelid color. I feel like on camera it doesn't look as cute as it really is. Like, this color is like a dark maroony burgundy color, so it's really, really pretty. Now it's time to blend like your life depends on it. I'm really making sure that this is seamless, especially when you're dealing with darker colors. You want to make sure that everything is, you know, cohesive and there's no like harsh lines or anything. Everything needs to be blended smooth. You might need to go back into the medium color and kind of get some more of that to blend it more smooth too. Gotta get them lashes, girl. These are from Kiss. I just found them at my local beauty supply. These are Eye Envy lashes in the style Double Layer 16. I'll have to say I'm quite impressed with these lashes being only like a few dollars. They look just as good, if not better, than my $40 lashes. So, hey, Kiss. Now I'm just applying that lighter color that we used before, Jet Setter, on my lower lash line, followed by Rebel. For this medium color, I'm applying it right to the waterline, directly above the lighter color. Going back in with this telescopic mascara, just making sure that my real lashes and the fake lashes match up, and then adding a little bit to my lower lash line. Taking this Artist Couture Diamond Glow powder in the color Illuminati, I'm going to put this right in the corner of my eyes, just to give it that pop. I'm going to be using my Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Palette just to bring a little bit more color back into my face. Sometimes when I'm using setting powders, translucent powders can, you know, dull down the color of my face and just, yeah. So I'm brightening myself up, giving myself a little bronze tan. Something new that I've been doing is taking this Makeup Forever Refill Artist Shadow in the color M548, which is like a purpley pinkish gray, and using this to contour because, like I said before, I don't like looking all orangey, and this is perfect to give me like that shadowed, you know, contour. Going in with a little bit of blush, this is MAC Powder Blush in the color Copper Tone, and just adding that to the apples of my cheeks. Please sustain your Tamar Braxton comparisons. I know making my cheeks look like this kind of looks like Tamar's cheeks, but don't do it, let me live. Anyway, I'm going back to that Makeup Forever purpley grayish color to contour my nose. Now it's time to add that glow. I'm taking this L'Oreal Baked Illuminator in the color Gilded Honey. I use this to give my nose that nice little glow. And going back to that Artist Couture Illuminati and adding that to my brow bone. Like, this is the perfect color for me. It is so poppin'. Like, look at that. I can't. And now I've got another Artist Couture Diamond Glow Powder. This is in the color Conceited. It's a little bit more pink, so I like to use this on my cheekbones just because I already have blush there, and it just adds another, you know, color, you know. I don't know, but look at that poppin' highlight. I can't, you guys. This is the best highlighter of all time. Probably one of the most frequently asked questions I get is about my lenses that I wear. These are from Pinky Paradise in the style Geo Princess Mimi Almond Brown. I pretty much wear these anytime that I'm wearing like a full face of makeup just because I feel like it just gives it that extra, you know, vavoom, and I get a lot of compliments. Last but not least, we're on to the lips. I'm taking my Lipkit by Kylie in Dulce K. But before we get started on that, I'm going to just go ahead and wipe off this lip conditioner that I had on. That way we can get a nice matte look. If you weren't able to get your hands on any of the lip kits by Kylie, or you didn't really care to, I do have a dupe video for all the colors that I was able to purchase. I will link that below. I do really like this color. I feel like it's the perfect nude for my skin tone. In some lighting, it looks like almost, I don't know, really nude, like really like blends in with my skin, and then other lightings, it's popping. It like changes depending on where I am. Now to finish the whole look, I'm taking this SKINDINAVIA the makeup finishing spray to make sure that all the work I just did stays in place, especially since I'm oily. I gotta remember to do this. And plus, if my skin's a little bit cakey from any of the powders, it kind of just glows it up. Anyway, so this is the finished look. I hope you guys found this video helpful, and I hope that some of these tips you can use in your own routine. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you at my next upload.